and forcing Bio now. They're down and they have to turn this around, or 2K9 just continually playing a strong defense may actually be able to pull this map.
Take a look at where the bomb may be headed here on this round. It looks like he's going to be working with the Bear. It's the Bear, Godzilla. Pretty much everybody here, actually, except for one of their players, is going to be working towards his B side. And both of them are huddled up right here in this box room. There's two players for them right there. It's mow him down up top. He can't seem to pick up anything, though. Finally getting one, but Nullify is going to finish him off. And I think he could have maybe gotten a few more there if those guys came into box room. But it is going to be 4 on 3 for them. And oh my goodness, what woke him. He just seemed to get, like, I don't know if he stood on top of the box there, but like from his angle that was down on the ground, he just hopped up and blasted him. So cool shot from him right there, and it's going to be 3 on 3 as they start to work in here. The Bear taking down Logic, and it's going to be Michael and Wotip trying to work something, but Wotip going down, so it's Michael right now from behind, and Exotech's going to finish him off, and there's a round over to Bio right there. It's going to be 6-all, I believe, right?
Yeah, 6-6. Now we're going to see Bio actually getting their first round here. See if that'll help their momentum going into this push side, because they have had some struggles on it. But if they can continue to play as they did last round, they may actually walk away with the map.
Look, it's just actually, no, Toonie and Bear both still sniping. I still find it interesting that both of them are going at it, because Toonie hasn't done like anything so far in this half with that sniper. So, you know, at some point you have to think maybe it's time to switch it up a little bit, you know, take away the sniper, give him a rifle again, but you know, he normally Toonie's thing is sniping, isn't it? Like, it's normally what he does in
yeah,
games?
definitely. He's usually a pretty strong sniper. It just seems like on the push side, it might not always be necessary to have these two snipers running as they do, as if they get someone taken out early, it does give them a pretty bad situation if they're stuck with two snipers alive in a man-down situation.
Yeah. And, you know, sometimes you just really need that rifle power when you move into the bomb site and getting into those close quarters. But it looks like they're going to be working on an A push right here. They have 4 guys working up A long, and Logic is huddled down into that smoke, actually, by the box, down low, just off of the ramp. But Godzilla's going to open up the bomb site by taking down Michael, and they actually get the bomb down with only 1 death occurring in the process. But Logic there showing his presence. Toonie getting 2 there with his AWP, and he's looking for more. He's going to be possibly seeing Wisdom come up here in a second. He's going to see him up top, and he gets 3 as Toonie getting a nice 3K there, and Nullify will finish off, mow him down to take care of that round. But that'll be now 7-6 as Bio regains the lead that they had before.
Yeah, Bio actually coming out strong now on this Blacklist side, showing that they have a pretty good push team now as well. They just took those first 2 rounds to get composed, and now they're just playing very strongly across the board. And I think those 2 ops are actually working a little bit in their favor right now.
So it is, did get some pretty good picks there. Toonie finally coming up big there, getting that 3K. He hadn't done anything really up until that round, but he did come through when they needed him, so getting that big 3K. Right now we see the Bear. Now, to your knowledge, is the Bear a substitution to who they had yesterday?
Yes, I believe it is a completely new player. I know they had JSO playing for them yesterday, so it's going to be interesting to see how this substitution affects them as well. But so far, Bear's doing a pretty good job of hitting these scope shots for them.
Yeah, I mean, he's sitting at 5-2, or excuse me, 5-3 right now for Bio, best player on their team at the moment. So not too bad for them. As we see, Logic started off this round here by taking down Nullify over at A long as he got into that U-turn there and just was kind of hiding out. You know, even the cheeky kills, it's still a kill. So as we see the Bear trying to work his way into this B site at the moment, somebody is right over there behind that box that he's trying to wall right now, and he's going to peek out. That was Wisdom, the patience, and he's going to pop him with a headshot from the M4. So it's a 3-on-5 right now. Nullify and Bear have already gone down. And Exotech is going to pick up 1, though, in the process. He's going to continue to push mid. He's about to see Michael here in just a second, but Wotip was waiting for him to come on through, say hi with a nice AWP shot right to the face. And Wotip's going to get yet another one onto Godzilla. Looking for Toonie. Toonie's going to get the counter shot onto him. So it's a 1-on-3 right now, working in a 1-on-4 in total. Michael's pushing him, gets the 1 deke, almost getting Wisdom possibly, but pretty cool there from Toonie. Just couldn't quite pick up the round, so now it's going to be 7-7.
Yes, tied up once again. It just seemed like they threw themselves basically to them pretty early, giving them a lot of free picks, and they were stuck in a 3v5. Tooney with a nice attempt there, though, to try and bring it back, but 1v4 definitely not an easy task, but a nice try by him there.
No, Wisdom and Logic, or excuse me, Logic and Godzilla going down in this round so far. And Nullify has the bomb. He's looking towards his B side a bit, but doesn't. Oh, he does have a teammate with him, actually. That is Exotech, so start to work in down B long here. The whole entrance is smoked up at the moment, so the Bear actually getting out-sniped by Michael is going to get picked off, and that's going to hurt, as he is their best player at the moment. Tooney has really turned things around, though, now, being the second to top frag for Bio at the moment, but it is a 3-on-4. They are down a player. Nullify getting ready to go with the rest of the guys, but they're going to decide to take this into the B connector, it seems. And Wisdom, take a look at where these guys are at. Exotech's actually going to take down Michael. And he's going to see Wotip as well. Mow him down's going to take out Exotech, and Tooney will take care of Wotip. Tooney getting another one there on to mow him down, so now it's all up to Wisdom. We'll see if Tooney can once again come through here. Really, he's just turned his whole game around. Sees Tooney out there, couldn't get the shots into him. And now if he was aware of where those shots came from, he'll have possibly a position on them. But the bomb is now down in the A site. It's Wisdom. Wisdom will get the better of Tooney right there. So it's going to come down to a 1 versus 1. But literally, Wisdom is so hurt. Only 16 health. They pretty much just need to breathe on him at this point. Nullify does to finish him off. So Wisdom's going to wrap around all the way to A long. And Nullify is going to take this cat side, which I actually like this a lot less exposed when you play in on the catwalk here. So Wisdom working his way up. 16 health. He's going to have to work quickly here because he took a while to get to the bomb. He pretty much needed to get on it right away. And Nullify, very well played from him right there. So it's going to be 8-7 right now for lead for Bio.
Yeah, I feel like Wisdom on that round definitely dug his own grave. He took a little bit too long to get all the way around there along A and forced himself to have to try and defuse. And it was just planted perfectly for Tooney to get that peak and give Bio the lead once again.
So all they need now is 2 more rounds and they will plant their spot in the lower bracket final, but will be tough for them. So take a look here, back into it, playing very slow here. They just... no mistakes wanted to be made by either team right now because we're at a very crucial point in this game where, you know, both teams' heads are on the chopping block right now as to whether or not they're going to go home or stay. And Wotip wants to stay here as he's going to start that first, or he's going to start the round off by taking down Exotech with that first frag. Bears sees a little bit of action over here, over in box room. That's Logic is trying to contest him, and Godzilla's actually going to finish off, mow him down. Godzilla wants a little bit more. He's going to miss it, and Wotip will finish off the Bear from window over there. Now it's only a 2-on-4, not looking too good for Bio at the moment. Tooney's all the way back in spawn. He's going to go ahead and grab the bomb. At least they did drop it back to somewhere where they could retrieve it, but now it's going to be Tooney and Nullify. I think they're just going to take this all the way around to A. Do you like this play, taking it to A?
Definitely a good decision. They do have most of 2K9 rotated towards B, so they could have a pretty nice opening here, but it is a 2-man down situation, so they are going to have to hit some nice shots taking the site. As nobody's really defending it, you've got Wotip kind of close to that window, but generally the site is pretty open here.
So we take a look. They're getting closer and closer now. And Wotip really just hanging back in mid, not really keeping an eye on it. Tooney slowly working his way in, and now it has been called where they are going to be, and I think we're going to see Wotip come up here in just a second to try and get them. Maybe, no, he thought one was going to jump into the window, so he's staying back for a minute. Tooney maybe in just a second. He's waiting for Wotip. He just came up, and Tooney missed the opportunity to take him out, but Nullify will finish off Wisdom. Nullify getting another one. He did his job for the round here. It's 1 versus 2. Can he hold him off here? Oh, man. And that Wotip is just going to shut him down. So there it is, tying it back up here, 8-8.
Now this is where it all matters, 8-8. You can't afford to slip here. There's no free rounds. The next team to get around is on match points, so I mean everything matters here. It's just a matter of who's going to make it happen.
Nobody wants to make those mistakes right now. And I have a feeling these rounds may go pretty slow. Actually, was going to say, it looks like they're going to take it slow up A long here. They have the smokes out. And, oh, Logic just starting it off by demolishing Godzilla. But the Bear is going to get a counter pick off and take down Mo. So it's going to be 4-on-4 right now. Tooney all the way back in mid, though, not with the rest of his team. And these guys are just going to work their way back around into the U-turn right here. And seeing if the Bear can get anything else, but I don't think anybody's going to peek him at this point. Maybe Logic if he's feeling risky, but that's a dumb corner to peek right there. So everybody working their way over to A long for Bio at the moment. So I think we are going to see some sort of an A push for them with the 4 that are alive. Exotech getting ready to go. Looks like he's got the flash. Waiting to get that out onto site. Michael's playing down low. I like this spot for him right here. Just being able to possibly pick some heads off. Wotip's got an eye on mid here. Looks like they're getting ready to come up, though. And the Bear is going to get that pick on the Logic, though. And Michael is down low. Couldn't get anything with that right there. They just overwhelmed him. And Wotip was able to get nullified, but it's a 3-on-2 right now. Who is going to get this match point here? Whoever gets this round. And it's going to be a big one. Wotip getting another pick, though, taking down Exotech. That's 2 for him. As he's going to hop his way on to Cat. We'll stay with him and see what he can do. Tooney's just about to go and get that bomb down. I think Wotip and Wizard are going to work in together. Tooney and Bear finishing him off with 2 nice headshots. Tooney just absolutely destroyed Wotip as he was trying to push in from Cat here. And that is going to leave it with Bio. Match point right here in map 3.
Definitely a great job by them. I feel like Michael, though, had a great position, but he peeked out just a little bit too early, giving it away, and he was taken out without even grabbing a single kill from that nice spot. But now Bio looking to grab this here.
Oh my, they're already taken out too. It is looking pretty good for them, though. Godzilla going down, Michael keeping them into it. But they're still up a player in this round here. This is very tense for GameVox at this point, especially after coming off such a good game against Instinct earlier, or excuse me, off of against Ace earlier. And now they're about to be shut down by Bio, who just keeps making upset after upset here. He's taking out Welfare in the group stage. Can they do the same here to GameVox? As Logic's going to get shut down over in U-Wall as well. Can they do it here? They're starting to work their way up. They were going to go long, but they don't want to. They're just going to keep them guessing here, and I think they're just going to work their way all the way back around over to the B site. Let's take a look and see where Mo and Michael are at. So we have Mo here watching Cat, and Michael over trying to take a look at mid, but he didn't get to spot anybody crossing over at B. So nobody on GameVox right now really has any idea where these guys are at, but he is starting over onto that B side. So maybe we'll be able to get some picks. There's so much to watch for them right now, and not enough players to watch it. Now they've come back to the A side right now. This is crazy that they just keep going back and forth like this. Now starting to work their way in. Just taking it very, very slow. Nobody wants to make a mistake here at this point. The Bear getting ready to go. They have to make a play here very soon, though, because they only have 30 seconds left in this round here. The Bear's looking for a pick, if he can, to open up this bomb site, but the smokes and flashes are going in regardless. Mow him down coming out. The Bear's going to take him down. It's all left up to Michael right now. He has the sniper in hand, and he is going to get taken down by the Bear. And right there, we have it. Bio finishing off GameVox 2K9. Not what I expected, really. I mean, after GameVox came out against that game against Ace, I thought that they would be able to take Bio pretty easy. But wow, 3-map win there for them, and they're going to head on to play in the lower bracket final.
And wow, what a game by them. That's 2 matches we thought they had no chance of coming out on top, but they just proved everyone wrong once again. So a great job by them, just coming out strongly and showing that they are a contender for this. And Ace, I feel like they're going to have a pretty good chance against Ace still, because, I mean, we expect them not even to make it this far, so who knows what they can do at this point.
Yeah, definitely. And, I mean, you know, if they can take down GameVox like that, and GameVox gave Ace, you know, that type of competition that we saw earlier today, who knows at this point, you know? Anything can happen, and especially with Ace, I don't think they're necessarily playing, you know, top of their game necessarily right now, despite Instinct playing well above their, just lights out. So, you know, we'll take a look at the lower bracket now as Bio has, or the full brackets here in the grand finals, as Bio has moved on, as we said, to take that lower, that spot in the lower bracket final there, as they just finished off Gamebox 2K9 in a 2-1 win in that best of 3. And of course, Instinct already into the finals here. So coming up soon, we're going to be bringing you guys this Ace Gaming and Bio Gaming matchup, who is going to decide in a best of 3 who's going to go on and play Instinct in that grand final for all the lure, the money, everything, trip to Korea, all that good stuff. So we'll be bringing you guys that match there soon, that lower bracket final. Don't go anywhere. We'll be bringing that up here very shortly. We'll see you guys then.
Welcome back, everybody. This is Alan Tilt Donofrio, joined here again with Kyle ZZXQ Vogensen. And we saw just an epic matchup right there between Bio and GameVox. GameVox, first team to go out. I mean, they have to be feeling pretty tough after that loss right there, playing really tough throughout all the group stage and even in the tournament, the playoffs here. It's a close one for them. I mean, how do you think they're feeling right now?
If I'm GameVox, you got to be a little disappointed there. They were definitely probably the favored team going into that one, but Bio once again just proving everyone wrong with another great win. They took down Welfare, now they take down 2K9. But the real question now is, can they take down Ace?
Yeah, that's going to be a huge matchup for them. These are two teams that have yet to meet in this championship series, so we'll be interested to see how this reacts because, I mean, Instinct gave Ace some trouble with the heavy pushes and the rushes, a play style that Bio likes to use a lot. Let's see if Ace has made the adjustments as we take a look exactly how this matchup is looking out. Again, we do see Bio Gaming fell first to Instinct at 2-0, and that was a pretty lopsided matchup there. And so then dropping down and beating GameVox in that really close best of 3 matchup, going all the way to 3 maps, meeting up with now Ace Gaming, the 2 seed, which that 2-0 loss that they had to Instinct wasn't exactly as close as it seems, but still, it was a pretty deciding factor, and I would say Instinct was definitely the dominating team in that matchup between Ace.
Definitely. We've seen a very strong Instinct this whole event. I mean, even taking down Ace Gaming 2-0, that's a huge deal for them. They haven't lost a map yet, so any team that has to go up against them at this point's got to feel a little bit nervous, as that team has not been taken down yet.
Absolutely. So this matchup that we're going to have here for you guys, Bio versus Ace, it's going to be the deciding factor of who gets 3rd place, who goes to the grand finals. And looking at these rosters, again, we see the same roster as we had last time for Bio Gaming. It's going to be comprised of Godzilla, Toonie, Nullify, Exotech, and JSO, who's under the alias of the Bear Jew. On the other side of things here, Ace Gaming, the same lineup they had from earlier. It's going to be Blitz, Multi, Aaron, Rec, and Malice. Now, interestingly enough, Bio Gaming in that last round had 3 scopes up. Do we expect to see that pulled out again in this matchup here with Ace?
I think they'll be running at least 2, as I know Ace has been doing the same thing as well, so we'll see. Interestingly enough, probably 4 scopes facing off in these maps, so it's going to be interesting to see how that plays a factor on both teams.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, I'm not going to go as far to say we'll see 5 out of 5 sniping, but
yeah.
Whoever knows. It is the playoffs and anything can happen here. So everyone is getting back into game here. Again, this is for the 3rd place matchup and who gets to go into the grand finals against Instinct. This is a huge matchup for us here. I want to hear what you guys have to say at home. Please make sure you're plugging our Twitter feed at #CFS2014. The discussion has been live all day. I know I plugged a few things, and I know people have been joining in as the matches get more and more intense. So we want to hear from you guys today as this last matchup before the grand finals happens. Again, this is the losers bracket final between Bio and Ace Gaming. And as everyone gets into game here, it looks like we're pretty close. It looks like we're just waiting on a handful of players total. So again, this is Bio versus Ace in the Crossfire Stars 3rd place matchup. It's going to be pretty intense.
It's going to be interesting to see if Bio can get a map. Do you think it's going to be just a blowout for Ace, or do you think Bio's really got a fighting chance here?
Yeah, the thing about this is, you know, Ace has struggled against those pushes like we talked about, and Bio has been very up and down. I mean, they had a really rough group stage. They got completely stomped out by Welfare in that first round, 10-4, and then they went on to completely obliterate ABC 10-2. So it's just very interesting to see. I'm not sure how big the adjustments are there as they go back and forth between these matchups. That rematch in the Group 2 finals, we're going for the last spot in the Group 2 finals with Welfare, ended up 10-5. So, I mean, they have the ability of, you know, having something bad happen to them, coming forward and making themselves felt again. We've seen that in the tournament thus far in the playoffs. I mean, they got, I don't know, it's just going to be really strange to see what happens here because Bio either shows up or doesn't, I think. And I think we're going to get a consistent reading on what Ace is bringing to the table. I mean, they've been pretty consistent throughout this tournament. I mean, we saw them not exactly play as strongly as I think they could against Instinct, on especially their map port. But we'll see how it goes here as the banning phase of the maps is about to take place. We'll take a quick break, step apart while we're getting everyone in the room, and we will let you guys know when we have that all started up. Stick with us. Welcome back, everybody. Again, this is Alan Tilt Donofrio, joined by Kyle ZZXQ Vogensen. We will be bringing you guys the Bio versus Ace loser bracket final matchup. Again, that is dictating who is finishing in third place and who goes on to the grand finals to meet up with Instinct. And rumor mill has it that Instinct gets to start with a one-map advantage in that grand finals matchup, since they did go through that winners bracket successfully.
Oh, wow. That'll definitely give them a huge advantage moving with that momentum. On top of that, getting another map's just going to be big for them.
Yeah, absolutely.
And it's going to leave the other team at a huge disadvantage, so they're going to have to play really, really well if they want to take this one away from Instinct at this point.
Absolutely. And again, Bio has been fighting and clawing their way through this tournament, as they have been in this situation a few times before. We mentioned earlier that through their group stage, they were fighting very, very hard to get into the playoffs, and then finding themselves in the loser bracket very quickly. They are in the same position here again against the veteran Ace team. They are going to be starting this game up in about 12 minutes or so, so we'll be back with live action at 4:30. Right around 1:30 Pacific. Stick with us. We'll be right back with you guys with that game. Welcome back, everybody. We are in game and just about ready. Actually, looks like we're about to do the knife fight right now, as we did have Port be chosen by Ace Gaming. Initial reactions from you to seeing Ace Gaming not do so successfully on Port before?
Definitely an interesting choice by them, picking Port after such a rough showing against Instinct. Maybe they just want to turn it around, thinking they're going to take the series and possibly get that extra experience in before they may have to face them on this map once again. So it'll be interesting to see how they can play on Port this time around as opposed to that Instinct match.
Yeah, hopefully, I mean, they're going to use this to get their bearings straight. Very interesting little knife round strategy here. Oh my goodness. Everyone just totally flooding in that barn room and totally catching Ace by surprise. We've heard before that the guys from Bio get so pumped up when they get through these knife rounds. And here is Rek one more time by himself, just kind of dancing around and leading it. A little bit of a distraction with the bomb there. Not going to distract him too much as there's a nice little headshot with the axe. So 1-on-3, and the guys over on Bio seemingly just okay with like, all right, Rek, we know you like to run around. We're not going to go chase you though, so you can come in here. You know, we'll just wait. Just, you know, talking trash. Oh, there's another one from Rek. Oh my goodness. He's got 2 right now. Looking for number 3 and number 4. Almost got the 3rd right there. Rek trying to clutch out the knife round, but here it comes. Oh, 1-on-1 now. Tooney, last one left. This knife round is getting way too intense, but no. Tooney able to jump in and take that knife round away from Rek. My goodness, that was absolutely incredible. What is it about Rek and these knife rounds?
I don't know. He just seems to try and go off in these knife rounds like nobody's business. He just comes out there and gets 3-4 kills almost every knife round we've seen so far.
I mean, maybe they should just all sit back and let Rek kind of go in first and just be like, yo, come on, come get some. So we're going to get a replay of that matchup again. Take a look at this. Again, this is Rek just going ham bone. As everyone's coming in, you see Bio Gaming stacking in this barn, and it keeps a complete surprise. I mean, they're trying to like stack up and do some little bit of trickery over here, and it works. They definitely bait in with one player there. Here's 1 kill. Here's another. 2, 3 go down. 4 go down all so quickly, and it's a 4-on-1. It's just up to Rek, and again, his cat and mouse still backing up, saying, hey, come get some. And everyone just following right in line here. He's able to pick off 3 before things go down. You even see them try to drop the bomb just to play a little bit of a distraction. It didn't fool Rek, though, as he gets that axe to the face. It looks like the server is going to be hopping, so we'll jump into the server here in a little bit. But look at this standoff right here. This is something we hadn't seen anyone do quite yet, was just wait for Rek to try to make the first move. And you actually see Bearju coming around the corner trying to be surprising, but no, it doesn't really quite work for him too well. And then let's love at the 2-on-1. Rek almost able to clutch it here, but no, not quite enough power there. Too many people. You can't do it all, folks. It's too close to call, but you know, Rek just a monster with this axe. It's so funny to see him go so ham in this. And that plays a huge advantage for them, you know, as they get the map choice, or at least more favorably have an idea of that they might have the map choice.
Yeah, definitely. Getting that GR side first can be a huge momentum for them. I know they're definitely a very strong GR team, and they haven't lost very many halves on that. So having their favorable side first may play to a huge advantage for them in this.
Yeah, that's definitely for sure. We're waiting to get invited into the room here, and it looks like it will be actually Ace is going to start off on the offensive blacklist side. So that's intriguing as well. It's the second time we've seen them take the offense first. I guess they're trying to establish the pacing of the game before they jump onto that defensive side. So as soon as everyone gets ready up, we'll jump into game. But as early predictions, what do you think is going to happen with Ace on the BL side and Bio hanging out on the Global Risk side?
I think Bio's going to have a pretty good shot at taking this GR side, but I'd have to give this map over to Ace because they do have that experience going up against Instinct, and I think they're going to put some things into effect that are going to shut down this Bio defense. So I think they're going to have a pretty close map, but I'd give this to Ace, and I'd say the series is going to be pretty close, though.
Yeah, I absolutely agree with you on that one. Ace, I mean, I don't see them going 2-0-2 on their own map today. I feel like they'll figure it out. They probably had some time to sit back while Bio and GameVox were finishing up their match. So we'll see if they can make the right adjustments here as we jump back into game. Ace will be starting off on that offensive side, and then, of course, Bio on the Global Risk defense. The map is Port. This is map 1 of a best-of-3 series. Again, this dictates who finishes in third with that $2,000 prize and who gets to go on to face up against Instinct for the grand finals. Jumping into game here, we will see it does look like Ace will try to move this right side pretty quickly. A lot of early set nades, though, to kind of distract away from any major pushes, which is really smart. Tooney with his scope will be sitting up on top of the balcony at A, and it looks like he will see some people here soon if he's not picked off too soon. The Bear Jew actually supporting, so double scopes at A, and Ace seeing that say, oh, let's back up real quick and head back middle. For the middle, it looks like defensively Godzilla is the closest one there, and he will be trying to put some pressure down, while Aaron with the bomb looks like he will be content to sit in middle for the time being. So one player falling, that was Rek, who dropped to the scope of the Bear Jew, which is also helping out over by A. We can see them right here. Both scopes still opting to chill over by bomb site A. Nullify and Exotech sitting closer towards B. And then, of course, we do have Godzilla hanging out over by the middle still. So at the moment, they are going to push up. They're going to try to opt to move very close and quiet up to bomb site A and rush these scopes, but a great shot there by Tooney looking for another one. There's not the support Ace needs. The bomb has dropped, and I'm pretty sure Tooney has seen it. He is not able to finish off on Malice, and Blitz actually helping out, leaving it with the 2-on-2 right now, although Godzilla from the middle able to support and help out, trying to find the last bomb carrier. Nullify able to take him out from just the back corner. Malice, the last player to fall there. Initial reactions on the two scopes sitting over by A on defense right now, Kyle?
Definitely well played by them. And also, when I hit tab, I noticed that Ace is having a rough time connection-wise. It's going to be, this West Coast may play a huge factor in for Bio, because if you do look at it, they'll have a pretty unstable connection for them. They're used to that low ping advantage, so it's got to feel a little bit different for them going into these West Coast halves.
Yeah, and Tooney with that scope is one of the players with, wow, nice little headshot there from the Bear Jew as he's dancing around the bridge against Aaron. But like I was trying to say there, Tooney with that low ping will be able to get a little bit of an advantage. It's not considerable by any means, but it does give a slight advantage when the reaction time of the server. So we are left right now with a 4-on-4 situation. Everything is even. Offensively, Rek is sitting up top here in the heavens with the bomb. No real commitment. A few nades that dropped over the top closer to balcony, trying to put some distraction, it seems like, but no one really biting on that at the moment. The Bear Jew and Tooney still rocking the double scopes over by bomb site A. Nullify hanging out just in the inside part of the hut over by B, and Exotech will be taking over Godzilla's spot as the flex in the middle at the moment, as he was dropped pretty earlier on in the round. Offensively, Malice with the scope looking towards B, so we might be seeing some hints over here, trying to get a pick through that fence line. He's not going to see anything, though, as nobody's making themselves exposed. Rek with the bomb still hanging out over towards A, and it looks like he's pretty content to drop down here, so we might get a commitment over here to A, but they have no support from their scope at the moment, who's now just barely making his way through middle, and he's being hesitant. Looks like he's going to be opting to pick the cross rotation, which I do not necessarily disagree with, because I mean, if you can isolate that B side from rotating quickly, I think that Ace will be able to get the advantage as they move into A, but I spoke too soon as Malice is now supporting. Tooney able to pick off Blitz very quickly, and now both scopes, Tooney and Bear Jew, taking shots left and right. Rek, the last player alive, able to pick off one, but he's got some more work to do here. Nullify and Exotech, though, from the top part of the bridge, able to get a vantage point over towards the top side of A, and to be able to finish off Rek, making it now 2-0 in favor of Bio. So are we expecting to see Ace not quite pick up their game? I mean, right now they're struggling on port, and these two rounds have not exactly been well contested at the moment from Ace.
Definitely. I see Bio putting a lot of pressure on Ace to push forward and make a mistake. They're not poking out at all like we saw Instinct do. Bio just sort of sits back and waits for something to happen, but you do have some nice opening frags there from Ace Gaming.
Great shot there from Tooney from the distance. You saw that come in right on the face of Aaron, but the bomb site B has been taken with an aggressive push. Aaron was able to pick off one. Malice getting some action in the connector here behind them. Blitzed and Rek and Malty will all be hanging out right in the inside part of the bomb site B. It's going to be up to the two scopes. Now just up to Tooney, who has an M4 coming from behind. Now he actually has an opportunity to maybe make something happen as he does sneak in, but he is trapped back in this corner right now, and that's going to be tough. He has to pick up one, and the timer is just ticking away, but no, Rek from the corner with that pistol, able to finish off Tooney, who was itching a little bit lower than where the health he needed to make that clutch situation happen. So 2-1, the final score at the moment through 3 rounds, and Ace finally able to pick up one for themselves. Rek with the bomb. Looks like they might be trying to push A little bit quickly here, and that is the case. Tooney not able to hit his first shot through the smoke. The Bear Jew getting picked off by Rek right here, so we'll see if they can get the pressure on here. Tooney from up top taking some damage. He ends up falling down and getting the pistol. Before he falls, he is able to pick up 2, one with the scope, one with the pistol up close. Nullify rotating quickly, trying to get in here on Multi. Does a substantial amount of damage, but takes a lot of damage from a grenade and a flash as well. Blitzed up top with the bomb is trying to plant. Exotech from below. Uh-oh, here we go. And Blitz making some Batman moves, but no! Exotech through the smoke, able to pick off Blitz. I think he saw the flashes from the gun right there on, I think it was Nullify. So great play there, able to use the resources that he had available to him to connect those last final shots to make sure that round did not get out of hand. And now it's Bio Gaming looking very strong here on defense on port, 3-1. And so far, neither bomb site really has gotten pushed, you know, with a lot of, you know, dictation from the offense. It's just been very casual, it seems like, without really making a strong foothold in either of those bomb sites.
Yeah, definitely. I felt like Ace had a pretty good setup there going to that A bomb site, but the rotates from Bio were just so on point that they did get shut down. But the bomb site take did look very clean. It's just the quick rotates from Bio right now are just ruining Ace's strategy here.
Yeah, and I think a lot of it has to be said about the double scope strategy that we got over here at bomb site A. Although it is switched now to the Bearju is going to be sitting in the middle, kind of dancing back and forth. Again, that is JSO on an alternate account that he's able to use. Starting things off over by bomb site B, though, it is going to be a little bit of a slaughter right now. And here's exactly what Ace needs. They're able to trade 3v2, although Malice is very low at 3 HP, or 7 HP, excuse me. But he will be able to get the... Oh, no! The bomb will not go down. The Bearju putting a nade right on top of his dome, right as the bomb was about to get planted. So this is going to buy them a little bit of time. And if they're smart, they would have known that bomb landed right on top of the bomb site. So the bomb is now just getting planted. The Bearju with a pistol has to clutch 1v2. Not able to do so as Blitz and Aaron, the double duo right there, able to hold off on bomb site B. So the good round there for Ace. And that all started with just a good initial push through the hallways over at B site.
Definitely. I'm glad that they're definitely trying to take these B sites away because that scope intimidation on A was just ruining their strategy. So I think B is going to be a much more favorable site for them to try and work as this goes forward.
I have to completely agree with you there on that. Now, it looks like strategy-wise, we're going to be seeing the offense kind of hanging out towards the middle. And Godzilla's going to get some action here, yeah, as Rek actually almost tried to slip through right here. And here's Aaron at the same level, trying to hang out in a moment. Pistol shots coming through. Aaron able to get one. A grenade falling right at the feet of Godzilla, able to take him out. So now a 3-on-4 again in favor of Ace. Bliss was able to pick up the bomb, and it looks like they're going to try to push this maybe back around towards middle, as the Bearju taking a lot of damage here as he dropped the scope in favor of an M4 instead. And you can see the defense very passive at the moment. Nullify hanging out in the hut. He doesn't have any action over there quite yet. Tooney trying to help out his partner, the Bearju, with the help of that scope, which he has not yet seen anything over by bomb site A since the first 2 rounds. Might need to be a little bit switch up of a strategy here as Ace is adjusting themselves to avoid those scopes. Nullify able to pick off 1 towards B before dropping himself, and it looks like the bomb, after getting flashed, will get their way into B, and a plant should be expected here soon, and there is the bomb going down. The Bearju with about 30 HP, gonna have to make something happen here with Tooney. That scope of his, actually now he's actually dropped over behind with the M4. He misses a bunch of shots there on Malice. Multi able to take out the Bearju from the other side of bomb site B. So that's a 3-round little swing right there. Now a 3-3 total. Ace looking a lot more composed than when they started this matchup here against Bio.
Definitely. I think they're doing a good job of recognizing where those scopes are playing and trying to isolate a few different other players first before they just straight push into a site. And I think that's really paying off for them at this point.
Have to agree completely with that. And now it actually seems like the Bearju opting to start the round off by looking towards the middle, since we haven't seen any strong pushes towards A. Tooney by himself over here, although Malice has his scope and he's watching towards long A right now. So we might try to see if Malice goes to pick. It doesn't look like he's going to opt for that. Instead, he's going to head back towards the B side hallways with the bomb. And actually decides to drop the scope and get to his bag to pick up an AK, but all the way through the middle, the Bearju and Godzilla able to stop Rek and Aaron, who is trying to make something happen for themselves a little bit further up the gut there. Nothing happening there. It's just left with the 5-on-3 in favor of Bio. The Bearju right here over the middle. Again, like we said, he is favoring the scope spot through these double doors and looking towards the bridge. It's going to take a lot here for Ace to come back. They are going to focus over towards bomb site B, and it looks like it's going to be Exotech and Nullify actually opting to stay further back in the bomb site and play more passively. Interestingly enough to see, I figured they would have tried to be a little bit more aggressive and push out so they can get a little bit more recon as far as where Ace is trying to opt to go. But it looks like they're pretty content to keep bomb site B, at least the initial entryway, completely clear. Maybe try to call out if there's any pre-fire through those wood windows like we see very often as the timer on the clock just drops below 55 seconds. Tooney is still hanging out in top bomb site A, kind of whistling and twiddling his thumbs, waiting for something to happen. He hasn't seen anything yet as we get through this round. But it looks like it's going to be, yeah, here comes some smokes and flashes, possibly into bomb site B. Nullify able to take off Blitz to, I think, pushed a little bit too quickly. Malice with a self flash there. He's going to have a hard time with Multi trying to get in here. Nullify from the corner does get taken out. Nice double kill there from Multi from behind. Godzilla not able to put the damage he needs in there. And the Bear Jew and Tooney coming from the spawn side. And it's going to be just up the Multi. And it's going to be Malice dropping the bomb here. The bomb has been planted. Up close, but no, the Bear Jew shakes his hand and says, welcome to bomb site B, as Godzilla from the back end is able to finish off the M crew of Malice and Multi, now getting a nice solid round defensively for the side of Bio Gaming.
Definitely good round by Bio, pulling it back there. It looked like they were a little shaky on that B side hold, but the rotates came in at just the right time in order to shut down. But Multi with a good 2K there on that site take.
Yeah, Multi definitely showing that he needs to get his team in some position here to win. He has the 9 kills and just the 6 deaths. As you can see through the scoreboard here, it's also a 5 and 5 and 5 and 6 score for Malice, and then Aaron and Rek with that 5 and 6 score. Blitz at 3 and 4, just below even. On the other side, the Bear Jew sitting on top with that little play between M4 and Scope, 7 and 6, 6 and 5, 6 and 6. 5-5 and 3 and 5 for Nullify, Tooney, Godzilla, and Exotech, respectively. The Bear Jew picking up a shot. It looked like it was probably through the middle doors there. I wish I would have had a glance at that one. It's probably an absolutely crazy shot. And that's exactly where Rek died. He died right here on the screen. So the Bear Jew doing a good job of holding down that middle. Tooney doing a very good job of holding down over at A. If they can keep this up, you can pretty much say, don't worry, Zilla, Nullify, and Exo. You guys can just chill over by B, and that's fine with me. You can actually see Exotech is on top of the doorway here with a little bit of a boost help. Godzilla able to pick up another one over the middle, so the middle has been completely shut down. Tooney taking a lot of damage, though, over here by bomb site A, over from the heavens, and he will toss a nade in there just to back up anyone who might be there. On the other side of things, Aaron able to push on Nullify, who was sitting over by the middle, so the middle has now been cleared, at least for the initial side push, but Tooney trying to rotate, and there's trying to be a split push here into B. Exotech able to take out one, but he was low on HP and does fall. So Tooney, and now actually just Tooney by himself, as Ace does a very good job of split pushing in here, as the middle was left open for just barely a fraction of a second. So Aaron and Multi tries to get the bomb down and hold this site, as it looks like Tooney opting to drop off the and pick up the M4. Trying to make his way in here, and there is a nice little jump shot on top of the box by Aaron. So a little back and forth happening now. Ace and Bio tied up at 4 rounds each. This one will decide who wins the first half. And how important is this round, though, for either team to pull this one out?
I'd say it's extremely important if you're Bio. It's definitely a GR favored map, and if you can't win that side, you're going to feel a lot more pressure going into that second half. But if they can secure this last round, I feel like they're going to have just enough confidence they need to go into this next half.
Great overnade there by Godzilla, getting actually a 3rd kill, and Nullify helping him out with the last one, but that overnade landed directly in front of the doorway. So a great overnade from Spawn. That's a huge way to finish out that round right there, as Bio Gaming taking that first side at a score of 5-4.
Definitely a great job by them, coming out and showing that once again they are a GR dominant team. But as we mentioned before, they do have some struggles on Blacklist, and it's going to be up to them to show us what they can actually do against a strong team like Ace, because as we've seen, Ace's rotates and side holds are one of the best.
Absolutely, and their rotations have been, I could say, probably the main reason of their success thus far. However, that time through, Bio getting the best of them. And I have to say, if you're sitting here rooting for Ace, you have to kind of wonder what's going on with them. I mean, they shredded Port yesterday. I mean, they stomped ABC 10-3 on it, and now it doesn't seem like they have anything going for them.
Yeah, definitely. They came off that instinct loss that was just unpredictable how bad it was for Ace, and now they're struggling to even take the lead against Bio, so it's going to be interesting to see what they have going into this GR side to pull out and hopefully take down Bio, but who knows, Bio has been on a roll taking down these favored teams, so maybe they could do it again here.
Yeah, Bio looking very strong throughout the playoffs at the moment, and Ace not exactly living up to the hype, so we might see a big surprise here. Again, this is Ace's choice of map, so we have to figure that Bio, who has been very aggressive and very push-heavy, done very well in Mexico so far. Be interested to see if they get the second map choice, and they do opt for a much more close quarters map, putting Ace more on their heels. But at the moment, Ace sweating with their backs up against the wall. We're going to take a quick break here in a minute as we are getting everything switched over by the servers. We should be back in just about a minute. Thanks for sticking with us, guys. Again, I am Alan Tilt Donofrio, joined by Kyle ZZXQ Fogenson. And we have had a intense matchup of playoffs so far, and it's not letting up here in the third place playoff here for who gets the third, who gets to go on to the grand finals. So far, Bio on top 5-4 in the first half of Port. We are joining into the second half right now, so we will jump with that live. And again, looking for Ace to do something drastic here, as they are struggling a little bit on this map that they seem to favor throughout most of the tournament, at least as they were coming in. They're struggling right now. They need to come back hard if they want to have this map, which was their choice, on their favor of the scoreboard after these next possible 9 rounds. So we're switching sides here. What do we think we're going to see this time through from Bio? We saw them run the 2 scopes on defense. Do we expect to see something similar on offense this time through?
I feel like, yeah, they're going to continue to run that 2-scope team just because it's worked so well for them up till this point. But Ace, they're going to have probably a strong 2-scope defense as well, and we've seen Ace's defense, and it's just been phenomenal up till this point, only being shut down by Instinct, so it's going to be great to see what happens here.
So far, it does look like Toonie and BearG are going to opt with those scopes, and both scopes actually opting to go towards B. 3 scopes, I lied. It looks like Godzilla picked one up too. I have to imagine that at some point, one of those guys will switch out in their bag for something different. I can't see 3 scopes going into either bomb sites and making that seem successful. But for the moment, playing very passively. On the opposite side, looking through the zoom scopes, we have Malice on top of bomb site A. He's going to get some support from Multi underneath. Aaron's going to be playing in this middle connector with Blitz, and you can see on the screen right there, Rek playing over by the barn hut. So far, bomb dropped. No one really committing. It's going to be just really passive play from all 3 of these scopes over here on offense. Nullify and Exo just here for support, but they are looking for Ace to make a misstep, and if Bio has watched Ace at all this tournament, they realize that that's probably not going to happen. Although almost right there, looked like Rek tried to get a nade off, and he was caught out there for a second, so he's going to be known where he's at. And Toonie trying to lean in. There's a nice shot from Toonie. Rek peeking unfavorably for him, and I'm not sure if they know that there's 3 scopes here, but Exotech with another kill, make that 2 other kills, so now it's going to be B being easily pushed. Who's going to rotate and get there first? Malice sprinting with the knife out, Multi coming out behind him. So the M brothers here on Ace Gaming trying to make their way back towards the bomb site as the bomb has been planted. And it looks like at the moment Toonie has dropped off that scope in favor of an M4, something a little more close quarters friendly. The BearG trying to make with presence felt here with that scope. Off the switch with a nice 1 dig right there from up above on top of Malice. So the 3 scopes, hey, it panned out that time through, huh?
Yeah, and what an incredible first round. You had nobody on Bio following that round. That's got to be really intimidating if you're Ace Gaming. They're used to getting a pick or 2 every round, even if they don't win it. But right there, Bio just had probably one of the best executions we've seen from them on that push side.
Yeah, it looks like we're going to have a restart here as someone had to pause, and they're not exactly sure what happened. But yeah, we'll see what happens here. I think we're just about ready to get back in. Someone may have disconnected very quickly. And yeah, they're saying that someone is having some issues with the connection right now. So we'll give it a second as the pause goes through. I mean, there's no way they can pull 3 scopes the whole time, right? Am I crazy?
I think they're gonna try and run with it. Maybe a few more rounds. I don't know if it's something I would try the whole time, but if it continues to work for them, it's definitely one of their strengths is scoping. All of these guys we've seen at some point pick up a scope and do work for their team. So having that versatility there, no matter how many scopes they want to bring out, can really help them actually here, especially on this push side where you want to get those opening frags. And who knows, they may have one early and then drop it and try and pick up a rifle, because they have that versatility there to use, and it could show to be really intimidating for that Ace Gaming team.
Yeah, and I guess if you're on the side of Ace Gaming, you're looking for how to counter this strategy. I mean, the only way they can possibly, hope to counter this is to pick their corners and not peek, which puts them in a really strange situation because then you're pretty much opting to fight all of your gunfights pretty much from the distance of the 5 meters or so. It's going to be all close quarters, all in your face, and we've seen that these snipers at Bio can handle, that close quarters action, especially with the pistol. We just saw that absolutely insane headshot from the Bear Jew from up top there with that deagle. I mean, it's not unplausible to think that they can't rush a bomb site with 2 rifles and 3 pistols.
Yeah, definitely. They have, and also they have that sort of intimidation presence there where you don't always know what they're going to rush with. They could have 3 arms one round, the next round they could just have 1. So it really keeps Ace on their toes for what to expect, and that can really throw them off in terms of how they prepare for each round.
Absolutely. Looks like we are going to have somebody restart real quick. So if we can take a quick little break, we'll get everyone situated again, and we'll be right back. Again, that was only one round played on the second half of Port. We'll be right back with map 1 between Bio and Ace. Welcome back, guys. Again, we are just waiting for one last player to join in on bio, but it looks like we're just about almost ready to go. Yeah, they're just getting a call in to see exactly where he is. So we do have that score right now. The current score is 6-4 in favor of Bio Gaming. And again, this has been a team that we really haven't been able to put a finger on exactly who's going to show up for Bio Gaming. It's been very back and forth, hit or miss, hot and cold.
Yeah, definitely. They've come out with some very strong matches, but also some very weak ones as well. So it's going to be interesting to see how they do going into the rest of this map and also the other maps they have left to play. They have had a strong presence so far here on Port, but it'll be interesting to see how long that lasts with them.
Yeah, absolutely. I mean, the momentum is going to be a little bit strange to test out here as we are sitting on a pretty hefty pause in between halves. I know Ace Gaming has been rather quiet in this, probably trying to figure things out as they still seem to struggle right now on Port, something that we would not expect at all from this team, which is comprised mostly of just extremely solid communication and team play when it comes down to retaking and taking bomb sites. So far, we have yet to see that rotation play come super in effect, as Bio has been in control of the pace of this game for the most part. As again, that score is 6-4. We were able to play one round on that second half. So again, the 5-minute pause seems to be up, as the GMs are telling us. So I think we are obligated to get back into game here. So we might actually see a 4v5 to start at least, and that could be very influential. This is a big deal.
Yeah, definitely. Being a man down at the beginning of the round could be really unfortunate for Bio, as they do have this lead. And if they have to start 4v5, they may lose a few rounds that they might not have.
It looks like, yeah, I mean, you're absolutely right when we're talking about how much of advantage that really does play. It looks like Nullify and the team of Bio are asking if Ace would be okay waiting a little bit longer as they're trying to get a hold of their last final player. But yet, I mean, I haven't seen Ace talk much in this lobby room.
Yeah, they have been pretty quiet. Basically, I think they're just trying to keep composed after they did have a pretty harsh loss to Instinct. I think they just want to keep calm and work their way through this lower bracket and then go into that final with a little bit more confidence.
Yeah, absolutely, and that's definitely the Exotech has just joined back in. So that was their 5th player who was off, so it looks like we'll be joining back into game very quickly. And yeah, I mean, Ace needs to figure out something, and you have to know. I was trying to actually get a hold of them while what you and Anthony were up here casting, and I was not able to get a hold of anybody after they lost to Instinct for a reaction. So they're taking this very seriously right now, definitely staying off as much as possible while they figure out what exactly they need to do to get themselves to that grand final. You have to know that Ace Gaming, coming off of that win that we've talked about before in Brazil, is looking forward to moving into other international countries and showing how good they are at this game. But at the moment, that is all up in jeopardy, and the risk is absolutely real. But Ace all ready to go. They really have yet to say really anything at all still, but they are ready to go. They're all readied up. We are seeing the R circles ready to pop here. And again, this will be the second half on Port. And yeah, I mean, how do you think this really has impact on the game at the moment with this long pause, Ace being pretty quiet, Bio feeling antsy to get some more time?
I feel like Bio had some issues and doesn't want to get rushed back into it, because if they are, they might not be as prepared as they'd like to be in this situation. And if you're Ace, the longer you wait, the more nerves that are kind of building for them too. So I think both teams kind of want to get this going so that they can actually play out the things they've been thinking about doing, because the longer it waits, the more time they're sort of going to drift out of how the other team was playing. So I think they need to keep that mentality and that confidence alive for both teams.
Yeah, so while we have a second, why don't we take a look and see if we can't look at the bracket right now, how it stands. We did have a very long day already to start after a long group stage from yesterday. We were able to get one playoff match in yesterday, but so far this is how the playoffs have panned out. Again, we are looking at Bio Gaming, who lost those 2 very convincing maps to Instinct earlier on. That was the first game of the playoffs that happened last night. And then they started off today with a very intense matchup against Gamebox, who actually put a pretty good fight up against Ace Gaming, even though we saw that 2-0 final score there by maps. So that gets them, obviously, Bio moving through, and Ace Gaming not putting up as much of a fight as I think they would have liked against Instinct, and obviously Instinct awaiting very eagerly the victor of this matchup between Ace Gaming and Bio. As it does look like now the match is about to start up, so we will join the game live. Again, 1 round has been played on the second half, and so far the total score is 6-4 in favor of Bio Gaming, who happens to be on offense right now. So we'll jump in and see exactly how they're planning on doing this. And again, it's going to be a 3-scope setup for them, and this is very interesting to see, simply because Well, A, we haven't seen it yet before, but B, you wouldn't think that there was enough spots for 3 scopes to actually find angles.
Yeah, definitely, especially when you're on this pushing side on port. There's not a whole lot of angles you can really play with, but they're seeming to make the best of it here, as they are up 6-4, and they have taken the first round of this half. So it's going to be interesting to see how they continually use these scopes to their advantage.
Yeah, absolutely. And as we see right now, over at bomb site A, the M brothers of Malice and Malty are opting to actually keep the bomb site relatively clear. Malice is up top. You can see him hanging out right next to that box. You can actually see it better on Malty's screen when he's looking over that way, but he's just kind of loitering, not using the usual spot of being on top of A. Blitzed is going to be hanging out over here by the B halls with Rek. Aaron is going to be opting to stay back a little bit further and hang out towards the middle, also by that connector over towards the B side of the map. So far, nothing, though. We saw this happen on the first round. While these sides were picked, and it was Tooney who got the first pick on Rek, who decided he was going to see what's going on and where everybody is, and that paid off not exactly beneficially for him, as here is some action happening down here. Malty and Blitz doing a very good job of getting the first initial kills, but the Bearju able to pick off Blitz with that scope. A 2-on-4 is what we're left with after all that trading, and we're already down below 50 seconds on the clock, and we haven't even seen a push past the halfway point of the map. So very passive offensive play. I don't see this strategy working for all that long. But so far, again, another pick here over the middle for the Bearju is now Malice from behind. A nice shot there from the Bearju. The 2-on-2, but 30 seconds ticking down on the clock right now. Both scopes are up. Tooney still opting to stay with that. I think he's trying to get to that M4 and the bomb, but Aaron's right here, and you can see him right there in that corner. Tooney trying to do what he can, but 2 scopes in that close, tight corridor. Not going to be the best inventory setup as they're trying to move forward against the gunning power of blitzed Aaron. And then, of course, we had Rek who started the round over there. So interesting to see. So that time through, that was not what we wanted to see out of the whole setup with the 3 scopes. They weren't able to find any early picks. And again, you can see how this interaction right here is happening between Tooney and Rek. Tooney is looking for that left corner, and Rek is very complacent to just sit back here and help out Blitz once he gets some shots around the second part of this tunnel. You can see that smoke is almost directly in the middle of it. There's a little bit of a cubby hole back there that is kind of a staging area, but it's very dangerous because nades and flashes that come off the wall are extremely hard to dodge, which obviously Blitzed and Rek have at their disposal if they need to get to that point. Exotech with the bomb will be moving towards the middle part of the map here, and we actually might see some action from Malice. A nice little shot from the heavens up there as Nullify was trying to inch his way through to drop down. Malice missing an easy shot right there, though, on Exotech, and now the Bearju might be swapping over to help out wherever possible. Actually looks like they're just going to be favoring to go towards the middle and avoid that scope right there. But Aaron doing a good job of taking out Godzilla, but still things happening. Aaron and Malty do end up falling to the guns of Bearju and Exotech, which is also back from the middle bridge. So a lot of cross the map shooting going on right now. No real close quarters or any pushes happening. We are seeing Exotech with the bomb on board here, trying to scope and see if anyone's hanging out in B, which nobody is right now. The closest looks like it's going to be Blitz and Rek, who are sitting over the middle right now. And that's exactly what the case is. And Rek barely gets away with his life right there, as Tooney doesn't quite connect the shots that he would have liked to. And it is going to be a B focus, it looks like, at the moment. And the rotation from the defense is already back on the back stairs, but not so fast. Anything can happen. They have yet to commit to bomb site B, as we do see Exotech with that bomb trying to pick the little peephole, and with 30 seconds left, I think is going to opt. A nice shot right there. He is going to opt to go back towards bomb site A. A good flash and a nade up top just to make sure no one's there, which nobody is. So the rotation's going to have to be very crisp and very clean right now from Rek and Blitzed. Rek coming from the middle is going to walk right into the Bearju, so fortunately enough, he found him there. Blitz going to be opting to go towards the stair side of the bridge, and actually maybe they're going to push the same side here as both are coming forward. And no, Tooney and Exotech from the 2 dimensions of up top and down low, able to connect with 2 headshots on the front to back power of Ace, who was trying to rotate through. The bomb, interestingly enough, never got planted in that situation. They were very content to let Ace try to push their way back into bomb site A.
Yeah, definitely. And I think it's also important to note that they went from 3 scopes straight to 1 on that round, and I think it threw Ace a little bit off on that retake when they saw Tooney peek out with that M4.
I have to agree completely there. When you do have those weapon swaps happen mid-round, it is very tough to know exactly who's picking up what. So starting with 3 scopes again, Nullify fell very quickly to Malty, but Bearju was able to peek that corner and get Malty, who was hanging out crouched on top of the box directly to Bearju's left. On the other side of the map, Tooney still trying to hang out in this B alley, but we can see down the way here, it's still Blitzed and Rek hanging their same positions that they have so far on defense. Exotech seems to be trying to make his way up the middle as Malice does fall, so no scope up right now for Ace, and it's going to be up to Aaron to hold on to bomb site A. This is a huge opportunity right now as action's happening back over towards the middle part of the map. Godzilla with the pistol able to finish off Blitz, so it's just Aaron to the right. You see him right there on bomb site A, and then on the left side, it is Rek over here at bomb site B. Aaron going to be the last one left after a pistol shot from Tooney comes through. Bomb is about to get down, but no, not quite yet. But no, there is Aaron falling to Bearju, who had dropped that scope and picked up an M4. So the round total now is actually 8-5 after we've said and done. And this is a good position for Bio Gaming to be, again, not on their map. This is Ace's pick with Port.
Yeah, you have to wonder, how is Ace feeling at this point? They were extremely confident, and then that instinct game happened, and since then we haven't seen the same Ace really. Bio coming out 8-5, and once again showing how the unfavored team can just come out and do just so well. And it's really interesting to see that they're just on this actually push side doing much better than they have in the past.
It's going to be interesting to see what happens this round with Ace actually not having a scope. So I'm not sure if it's just Malice not feeling comfortable right now, but you can definitely tell things are not right on the face of the Ace Gaming right now, as they seem a little disjointed and a little bit lost as far as how they're going to play this map, both offensively and defensively. They just haven't looked extremely consistent. Granted, the first half was 5-4 in favor of Bio with some comeback from Ace. It's still not a favorable situation right now, as they've lost 3 rounds here on defense. The scoreboard says 2-1, but we did play that one round before the pause, so it actually is 3-1. And Ace is going to have to make something happen here, and they are opting to drop all of the scopes and sit with rifles. On the opposite side, Tooney is now with the scope. The Bearju, we're not sure if he has one yet, or a scope or not. He is having nades in his hands, a pistol as well. Not sure what he's rolling with. Same thing with Godzilla, who was the other scope for the moment. On the other side of the map here, Rek able at bomb site B to pick up Exotech, who pushed by himself. You can see exactly where he died, right on top of the bomb site there. Godzilla also falling over the middle to Aaron, so it's going to be Tooney with the scope, Bearju with a scope as well, and Nullify up for Bio against all 5 players from Ace Gaming. 35 seconds or so left on the map right now, and it's going to be Aaron pushed up closely. He's going to get some action here with Bearju to his left with the bomb, and he catches him completely by surprise. Can he pick off Nullify too? No, Nullify able to convert the trade right there, but in a bad spot, as you see, Malice able to take him out from the distance. Tooney now with the bomb, last player left alive, 1v4, and he has no idea where he's going. So that is a much more complete and composed round from Ace. What we expect to see from these guys.
Definitely. I think actually taking away the from them was a good idea. It made sure they didn't peek out and give an early shot to Bio. I think that really paid off, forcing them to push into those closer distances and maybe miss those shots.
You know, there's a lot to be said for that, too. I mean, it's exactly, I think, what we saw there. But the patience and the discipline to not peak those situations, absolutely huge. As we see this time through, not exactly the case, as Exotech pushed up really far up the middle with Nullify and Godzilla, who actually got another pick on the other side of the map. So a straight push up the middle, which we kind of missed there for a second. But Exotech, Nullify, able to come through the middle with Godzilla there and completely split Ace down the middle, and they were not ready for that at all.
Definitely not, and now we're sitting on match point for Bio. Definitely not a situation I expected Ace to be in just here on map 1. And so it's going to be interesting to see what Ace can do at this point. They've got to be a little bit nervous here.
I'm not exactly sure where Bearju got that pick. It looks like Rek did peek himself a little bit unfavorably, which is where he died right there. And Blitz is going to have to be holding this bomb site now by himself, and he is opting to retreat back, as we kind of see here on the mini-map. The forces are moving, but look real quick, Malice and Aaron over the middle, able to hang out and push their own way through from the backside. So now it's actually just Tooney left by himself. We've missed all of this action as it happened so quickly on the backside of the map. Not exactly where I expected that to come from. But it is going to be just Tooney. A nice headshot there on Malice, who had himself around for a minute. And it's going to be Tooney versus Blitz, a one-on-one situation. Tooney does have the bomb in hand. And he will be opting to go towards bomb site A. On the other side, Blitzed opting to play closer towards the middle, just inside the B area door connector. But that actually might be an opportunity here for either player, depending on who's looking. Tooney deciding to go up towards the heavens. Blitzed content of sitting down here at the moment, feeling fairly safe, as it looks like he will now peek towards the middle, doesn't see anything, and is going to opt to lean towards the B bomb site with his ears probably perched on the middle at the moment. And this is unfortunate timing, as that often happens, as Tooney walked right past that same door that Blitzed was literally now just looking at. That would have been a huge moment, and I don't think Blitz is going to have any idea where Tooney is. But on the flip side, I don't think Tooney has any idea where Blitzed is. That was probably the worst situation for both players as far as keeping their bearings straight on where the other one happens to be. Tooney, with 40 seconds left, though, is going to opt to chill closer towards bomb site B as he tries to get the hops over the box and then on to the back side of the site. He will end up doing that. Blitzed, again, still content of sitting here in the middle, able to rotate to either bomb site completely. If you're thinking in the mindset of him, he has no idea what bomb site might get pushed, but it is bomb site down at B, and they're going to run into each other. They do see each other. Tooney opting to run away very wisely so he can use that bomb timer to his advantage, and he will try to get the crouch jump back on top, and this is a good place for him to be, and he will get a chance here. A nice golden headshot. Beautiful play there by Tooney as he gets the round MVP and secures the map.
Yeah, that very nice 1v3. That's going to be a map already to Bio, so that's just amazing for them. They've come on top 2 times now and almost a third here. They got a map already over Ace Gaming. Question is, can they get another, though?
Yeah, interestingly enough, I'm pretty sure that the map that Bio actually chose when the banning phase was going through was Ankara. And we haven't seen a lot of this map in this tournament so far. We've seen a lot of Black Widow, a handful of Mexico, and a little bit of Ankara. But again, this is a strange pick because Ace Gaming does seem to prefer this map, and I would say probably their top 2 or 3 choices when they ban through.
Yeah, definitely. Ace does seem to favor Ankara, so it'll be interesting to see them face off at that map. But Bio putting Ace in a pretty tough situation here. Ace coming off a 2-0 loss and losing a map to Bio, they've got to be feeling a little bit of a pressure here.
Absolutely. And, you know, if you're Ace Gaming, you have to kind of sit and just scratch your chin here and go, what's happening? You know, what's happening on port? Like, I think it was the right move to go back and try to do port again. I think that's exactly what they needed to do to try to re-clarify what's happening on that map. But it gets to a certain point where you just kind of have to say, this isn't our map this tournament. We need to get rid of it.
Yeah, definitely. It was interesting to see they would pick a map they did so poorly at, but obviously thinking they may face off against Instinct, it was good to try and possibly work out those kinks. It looked like they did a little bit better, but Bio still able to come out on top, so it's going to be interesting to see going into the next map how Ace is going to change how they play in response to this Bio team, who is just constantly changing with the number of snipers and seeming to have that intimidation up their sleeve to throw out at any time.
Yeah, and you know, this map that we're looking at, if we're getting into Ankara next, definitely an opportunity for 3 scopes to sit there again on the side of Bio. I know we've seen Ace run 2 scopes before on this map, so a lot of snipers in this matchup here for who gets to go into the grand finals against Instinct. I'm sure Instinct is sitting at home saying, this is interesting.
Yeah, definitely. Instinct being one of those teams where we really don't see them have more than 1 sniper a whole lot. So it's going to be interesting to see how either one of these teams will face off against that, and if Instinct will decide to change how they play in response to that, because Instinct, they basically have 15 OL, but we've seen times where someone else on Instinct has that capability, where we saw Pablo with some nice plays, just where he would occasionally pick up that on mid-round and do some work with that. So we may see something different from Instinct as well going into that final.
And it looks like we actually have some questions and clarifications coming through between the both teams and the GM. So we're going to take a quick little break here, I think, while things get uploaded and everything gets straight away. We'll be back within a minute or two with the second map between Ace Gaming and Bio Gaming for the 2nd and 3rd place deciders. Welcome back, guys. Everything has been situated and figured out, and it actually looks like we made a little bit of a mistake. We must have read the map choices wrong, because Mexico is now what's highlighted. Ankara must have been that third map that
Yeah.
I saw before. So what changes here now that we're looking at Mexico instead of Ankara on the both sides? We'll start with Bio first.
Bio, I think they should be feeling pretty good about this map. I mean, they're already up a map, and they get to go into what seems like one of their more comfortable maps. We've seen a pretty strong Bio presence on both sides of Mexico, so I think they're going to be pretty confident going into this. Ace, though, being the past 3 maps they've played in this tournament, they haven't been able to win, so the pressure is definitely on them to step it up here and show how good they truly are.
Yeah, in uncomfortable territory too, especially because, I mean, they have squeaked by for some of their rounds, but as we jump into the 9th round here, Mexico, they haven't really had a true test here yet, but it's going to be interesting to see how they end up proceeding on this aggressive, very quick map, which Bio prefers. So in the 9th round, here we go, as it is going to be, again, a very troll-worthy start here, as Nullify is trying to be the hook and ladder here, trying to bait in Rek, who obviously, and this is funny because we said this before, that Rek likes to be that guy to kind of be the last one alive, and now he's trying to be the first one alive. So Nullify trying to bait Rek in, Rek trying to bait Nullify in, as it is literally a Mexican standoff here on Mexico. So again, this is super important, but no, here comes Exotech from behind, as everyone's starting to come through and do what they can, as it's going to be a big, strong force right now. And wow, Exotech with 3 kills, and I don't think they saw him coming at all.
Yeah, that kill from Exotech on Rek just came out of nowhere and just surprised us all there for a quick second. So, Bio having the side choice on a map that they enjoy, this could be huge for them.
This is huge, absolutely huge for them. Now, the trick question here is, do they like to play the more aggressive defense and start things off, or do they want to go and get in on the offensive push to start?
Definitely if I'm Bio, I'm going to go ahead and take that GR because you've already got a map up, and if you just continue to play it safe at this point, it's going to be a little bit better for them. They don't have a lot they have to worry about, whereas if you're Ace, you've got to win this one here. You've got to make it happen. You don't really have any room for error at this point.
Yeah, absolutely. I have to completely agree with you there. So, it's pretty much Bio's to win at this point, Ace's to lose, and I think if we were to see Ace go home after this map, there would be a number of people sitting there going, wow, what happened? I mean, these guys came through a international-based tournament in Brazil and did really well. And now they're having struggles against Bio and might be out, before they really even get a chance to fight for the finals. I think this would be a little bit of a surprise for most of the community here.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting, too. Knowing that Ace did so well in Brazil, if we have 2 teams that are able to beat them, how well our international presence may be this season, because we have seen these 3 teams just fighting very, very hard for these spots. So it's going to be interesting to see how badly Bio is able to want this, and if they are able to take down Ace, who is strongly favored here in this situation.
Absolutely. And I mean, yeah, this is all in the cards are on the table right now for Bio, and they have to feel pretty strong about their hand as they move forward and see exactly how they're going to match up against the number 2 seeded Ace Gaming. Again, this will be on Mexico. We have changed servers, and we should be getting the last invites here before too long, and we can get right into it. But again, this is map number 2 coming at you guys, Bio Gaming versus Ace, and this is after a 10-6 win for Bio on the port map, which was the choice of Ace Gaming. So this could be a situation where we see Ace go down again, like you said, 3 maps in a row they've lost. Could we see number 4 in a row? I think a lot of people would say, wow. I mean, I feel like a lot of this, as we look at this, is just unexpected and almost unprecedented that Ace can't win a map right now in the playoff bracket.
Yeah, definitely not something we expected here. But I did have a conversation with Aaron earlier, and he said our first map is generally our weakest map. So if that is true, maybe we will see a much stronger Ace here, and maybe they will be able to bounce back and take this through to a 3rd map and possibly win here.
Yeah, that's an absolutely good point. I mean, there is a little bit of familiarity that needs to be built between both teams, but you have to kind of question how legitimate is that strategy to pick a first map if you have the first choice and it's not your best. Are you really putting yourself in favor? Because now you're on the 2nd map, and we are looking at Ace up against the wall, possibly fighting and clawing back like Bio has so far, and the resiliency that Bio has had in this entire tournament, you can't really speak enough because the volume of it is just way too grand.
Yeah, definitely. It's going to be interesting to see as we go in what Ace can do here at this point.
So we're going to jump into game here. It looks like everyone is situated. It is going to be Ace on the offensive side, and we're going to have on global risk. It will be Bio starting off on that defense. So we'll join in the game right now. And it looks like so far what we have is just one scope for each. I lied. Toonie is going to have his scope over the middle. Bearju is going to be playing over by the quad box, and that's going to be the setup defensively for the scopes on Bio. Nullify playing, and it looks like the dark spot right next to the entryway to the staging area. Godzilla playing up pretty favorably on the ramp to A, and Exotech, who's taken a little bit of damage already, opting to stay a little bit further back and play through the vision cracks of the boxes over towards the L side hall while being able to support over the middle. I imagine that we're probably going to see a lot of action at either Godzilla or Nullify first, as the bomb is sitting over here close towards the staging area. So we'll see if that is in fact the case. Nothing being pushed at the moment, but we have to expect some action will happen. Bearju actually taking a lot of damage, and Malice and Wreck able to open up this middle pretty considerably. Toonie having to do whatever he can just to stay alive, as bomb site A has been completely opened up, and it is a 4-on-1 now, as Wreck is able to get the Bearju through the doors. That being said, though, Wreck and Blitz very low on HP, 13 and 11 respectively. Aaron at 66 and Malice with just a little bit of health taken out at 55. But we will see Toonie dropping the M4, getting a nice headshot there on Blitz, not able to finish off on Aaron, who's 1 HP at the moment. Let's see if he decides to peek at this again, but no, there is Malice from the distance with that AK, able to peek through the corner of that box to finish off Toonie. So almost a chance there for Toonie to clutch, but a very strong take offensively off the bat right now on Mexico for Ace Gaming. Anything standing out right there in that strategy?
I think just having that strong presence where they were able to keep so many players alive on that first round of Blacklist is really going to give them some good momentum going forward into this first half.
Yeah, you have to absolutely agree with that. And that time, actually, Bearju getting the best of Aaron after losing that fight initially on the platform side, able to win it and give them the advantage here. We'll see exactly how Ace decides to maneuver around this. So far, it's just hanging out by the staging area. Malice decided to look at things through the sewer water area, but nothing was going to be fruitful there in whatsoever. So it's going to be just a passive defense and a even more passive offense, as smokes are coming out maybe to distract, as Wreck makes his way back towards the L turn behind bomb site A. Nothing happening quite yet, but I imagine he will see somebody here as he peeks this corner. Exotech from the corner on top of the box is getting some shots out just before Wreck peeks, but it's going to be maybe a push through here. Lots of flashes coming out, so you have to imagine there's going to be something. Most of it looks like it's just diversion tactics at the moment. Multi with the bomb is lingering behind on towards this back alley area. Lots of health still at full right now if you're looking at Bio Gaming's tabs. Exotech and Toonie the lowest at 67 and 68 respectively. Nullify just into 89, so barely taking any damage, and he's still sitting in the dark shadow spot here. Wreck creeping his way up at the moment, going to check this spot, and he will not actually get a chance to, because the Bearju peeks at the exact right second, and it's going to be Godzilla rotating back through the middle. He's probably going to see some action here as Nullify getting a lot of taste of Malice's face right there. And it looks like A-Site will be pushed right now, and good take right there as Exotech and Godzilla have a great little crossfire spot from both sides of that alley. A very strong defense that time, and I think a lot of it has to do with the Bearju getting that initial pick on A-Ring.
Yeah, definitely. His positioning throughout these maps has been extremely on point, peaking at the perfect time with that to make some huge number differences for his team.
And as we get everything staged right now, we're actually going to jump on board with Anthony, who's got an update for us from the side. Anthony, what's going on?
Thanks, guys. I spoke to Exotech after that first map win on Port against Ace, and he said the vibe among the team is pretty good, and going up 1-0 on their map is always nice to have. But he said it's tricky because they don't want to give too much away before they're in the final against Instinct, but they said that the final is going to be fun regardless. So pretty confident Exotech there and a whole team of Bio. Back to you guys.
Yeah, it's definitely interesting to see. Exotech has been very colorful so far with his commentary and already anticipating his team with the way that they're playing, getting to the finals against Instinct. Bold statements there, but we have seen so far this round not going in their favor, as Exotech is actually the last player left, as it looks like it went up the middle through quad box and over to B was the strategy here. Exotech is going to have to make something happen. He will creep his way into the middle staging area where he spawned initially. about a minute and a half ago. He has flashed pretty considerably, trying to spray through all this and work his way towards bomb site B. You can see on the screen from where the names are a very nice little spread right now for Ace. And yeah, Exotech not really having any options there, as Multi was up close and everybody else was surrounding, making sure that bomb was completely and totally safe from the prowess that Exotech has had in the past, especially on this map.
Yeah, Ace definitely doing a good job of keeping their presence on this blacklist side, and I think if I'm in Ace's shoes, that's exactly what I need to do. Continually stay on top of this game. They can't afford to give even a half to the Bio Gaming team at this point because everything is on the line here, and they don't want to risk this by having a sloppy half.
So far, speaking of sloppy, the offensive staging area has been taken by the defensive team of Bio. Looks like they have backed off since then, though. As everyone is content to sit back and let everyone come to it. But an initial push able to pick off Malice, so there's no scope on board, at least at the moment, as Exotech takes a nade generously to the face from Blitz, which came from that side hallway. And looks like there will be maybe a push into the staging area, but there's going to have a lot of resistance here as smokes go down. But the Bearju in this corner, a gold headshot there for Blitz. See if he's able to pick up the second one. No, Nullify able to grab it. Nullify does then drop to Multi with some help from Aaron and Rek, and it is going to be a take of the middle as it goes into bomb site A. Somehow Tooney escapes, but he has 1 HP, tries to turn around the Deagle, not going to be at his advantage there, as he was pretty much dead already as he barely got through those double doors. So Ace looking very strong right now on offense, 3-1, and we're seeing a little bit of a flip-flop from what we expected initially, as this time through there's a lot of nades coming through the middle and the staging area at the same time, as it looks like Multi is working his way up towards the backside. It's going to be the Bearju by himself with this M4 in bomb site A, with not a lot of help. Nullify's close, but he has to keep an eye on this waterway where A might see each other here if they're not super careful. The Bearju does fall over by bomb site A, which is directly to the right of Nullify, to Multi's AK, and Nullify might get taken out from behind here. That's exactly what happens as Aaron sneaks up from that water like we called before. So now Tooney by himself has to make something happen against 3 Ace players, almost full on HP. Multi's the only one with any damage, and it's only just barely below 50. Tooney with 83 and only at a 1 in 3 kill death ratio. Does get kind of caught on that corner there. Easy pickings for Aaron. Now 4-1, and this is the Ace gaming that we like to see. Able to push and yet stay cohesive as a team. They're looking very strong right now.
Yeah, definitely. I think they finally bounced back as a team and sort of found their chemistry together, and they're able to get these early picks that are giving them such a huge advantage here against Bio, who hasn't been a weak team by any means, especially on Mexico.
Yeah, absolutely, and we've seen so far the Bearju, again, that is the alias of JSO in this tournament. That's the moment. He has been very favorable to scoping towards this bridge area, and he's done rather well at the moment. He is sitting just at an even 4-4, but those 4 kills have been pretty big, considering that they have lost those 4 rounds as it stands at the moment. Tooney with his scope will be sitting towards the middle, and as I go away, Bearju is able to pick up Aaron, who did, as you can see, his gun laying on the ground there, peek through that bridge area. Nullify a little bit further up with the AUG now, actually, interesting enough. He was using the M4 just a minute ago, is now sitting a little bit closer towards that dark spot. Godzilla trying to support, but taking a lot of flash and grenade impact as he sits this way. And Exotech is going to push his way up with the support of Godzilla if they can make something happen here, but no, Malice making them pay right now. That was a miscue right there, as Godzilla and Exotech had a 2-on-1 right there as Malice was coming down from the boxes, but Malice making them pay, and Malice might be able to get a second one here. He's waiting for Exotech and thinks he knows that he's still there. And yes, there is Malice getting up a second one, a huge conversion there, as the offense looks very strong right now for Ace, as it is 4-2. Tooney and Bearju both with scopes have to do some kind of defensive work here, but all they have are pistols and scopes, and there is the push on each of them as we see them both drop within the last little fractions of their lives. 5-1. Favor of Ace on offense. If you're Bio, do you really think it's smart to keep sticking with these 2 scopes?
Definitely not at this point. I think they finally got to the point where it's just not working for them, and I don't think they're too comfortable with changing up to a full team of not scoping. So I think it's going to be interesting to see if they can adjust to that, because right now Ace has already walked away with seemingly the harder half here, so this map could be in favor of Ace pretty strongly.
Absolutely, and we've already seen Malice go ham for a minute, and it looked like A site was going to get taken pretty convincingly, but now it's just Blitz left alive, as it's going to be just him up against Nullify and the Bear Jew, who has dropped his op in favor of the M4. But Blitz with the bomb down in A, Nullify sees it as he is lingering right there, is going to try to make something happen, but that grenade's going to back him up just a little bit as the Bear Jew trying to support that up with some extra shots, and he does get him down to 37 HP, so a little good bait and ladder right there with the nade and the M4 play. A flash coming right in front of Blitz, but he's going to easily dodge that out of the way and try to make something happen here. The nice shots there in the Bear Jew, so it's a one-on-one. Anything can happen, but Blitz is down to just one shot, left at just a measly 10 HP. 6 and 4, and he needs to find a headshot here. And if you're Nullify, you have the bomb on you. There's no reason to peek and give him that shot. Wait for him to get up and close and personal and see if you can't maybe even back up into a different spot of the bomb site. Sitting around these boxes is obviously a pretty favorite spot, and he does have a very good advantage point on both the middle alleyway here as well as the L turn over to his right, and you can see him checking both the hallway and that window pretty routinely. A nice shot right there. I'm not even sure how he saw him through the dead body that was on top of that box, but a good shot hitting him directly in the chest to finish that off. 5-2 favor of Ace Gaming.
Definitely a strong round there that Bio needed, but still being down 5-2 on a map that they pick, it's going to be very hard for them to bounce back, especially because they are not a very strong push team, and they do rely on these GR halves to get them a lot of rounds on the board, and 2 is just not going to cut it at this point.
Blitz and Aaron actually starting this round off with a bang, able to take out both Nullify and Toonie in the water. A late push there for Nullify and Toonie after lots of frag nades had gone through, but Exotech actually choosing to double peek that same area and picks off the very wounded Aaron, kind of putting him out of his misery for the round, as it is now a 4-on-3 situation. The Bear Jew still has a scope up, and he's actually opting to sit pretty far back in bomb site B, and of course, just as I say that, he decides to reposition as it looks like the focus is happening over into A, as Rek and Blitz able to get their way in there, and the bomb has been picked up, leaving the Bear Jew by himself, and he's got just the op and the pistol. Needs to make something happen here. The overnade for the forklift is pretty strong, as it doesn't quite finish off anybody, but Malty's low in HP, so there's a possibility of getting a kill there, but no. Malty from on top of those boxes able to finish it off 6-2. If Ace is able to get the 7th round here, do you almost think that it's almost not even worth Bio putting in the effort and just going on to the 3rd map? Because, I mean, they're going to tire themselves out here if they keep playing very aggressive as they have been.
I think Bio still has a chance here if they can pull this last round, but going into the next half 7-2 would just be terrifying if I'm on Bio. I mean, GR's always been their confident half, but a 7-2 is just not going to be great for them. But that is going to put a lot of pressure on Bio going into the next half of this game, as they will be down, just a matter of how much at this point. So if I'm Bio, I really want to get this last round.
Yeah, that's a very good point. And at the moment, it looks like it's going to be all rifles actually equipped for Bio's team, and very passive play so far for Ace Gaming, as we see 3 players on the screen here stacked in the water area. The first closest person to see some of that action is actually going to be, looks like Godzilla or Toonie. Yeah, Toonie, who's right here. Nice headshot there by him. He is able to trade 1, but the push has happened already, as it looks like it is going to be up the middle. Rek with another kill here over the quads box, and that will be, oh no, just kidding. Exotech from behind, able to hang on to this bomb site for a little bit longer, and now Godzilla and the Bear Jew trying to take this together, but no. Blitzed and Malice able to convert that opportunity, makes it 7-2 for the first half. So that's absolutely huge if you're Ace Gaming. And I mean, initial reactions, I mean, they don't do well on Port, which is, you know, more of their team-based action map. They do well on Bio, or on Bio's map, Mexico, which we haven't seen them play very cohesively yet up until now.
Yeah, definitely if I'm Bio, I would be very nervous at this point, because Ace has just came out on one of the harder push sides and done extremely well. And I think that's the Ace we expected to see all along in this event. So it's really nice to see them break out of their shell and give us a really strong half. But Bio, the pressure's definitely on them now, because if they lose this map, they're looking at a 3rd map with Ace having a ton of momentum going into that 3rd map.
Yeah, a ton of momentum. 7-2 is obviously a very substantial margin after just one half. As remembered from the first map, it was just a 5-4 round advantage, so we can see Ace Gaming picking up their stride a little bit quicker as they move through this consolation possible match here that will establish our 3rd place person as well as the team that goes on to fight Instinct for the championship, the grand finale. We will switch back into the other server at the moment, and it will take place in the East server at the moment. So it's going to be Ace Gaming now switching over to the defensive side, Bio Gaming on the hungry and powerful offensive side, which we've seen them done before. This was actually the side that they went 5-1 up to earlier, but this is going to be interesting to see if they can hold on.
Yeah, definitely. They're gonna have to get more than 5 rounds to make this happen, so they're not in the best position, especially after a 7-2. That's just an incredible half by Ace, especially as we said, it's a much harder side to get that 7 rounds on. So it's gonna be really interesting to see if Bio has anything in store for us that could be a game changer that they may have to bring out. As Exotech said, they have a few things that they didn't want to show, but they're at the point where they may have to show them.
Yeah, I definitely think if you're Bio, yeah, you do have a map to give, but you really don't want to give it up. You really don't want to have that go to the third map because you know that Ace's experience in the competitive scene will definitely favor them as they move forward. We'll see if they're even able to hold on here, though, because this still is up for grabs. But a 7-2 score is pretty formidable to be going up against if you are Bio Gaming. And again, on that tough offensive side here in Mexico, everything is probably going to have to be pretty fast. Ace Gaming likes to play the rotation pull, so you have to get those initial picks very soon. Either get good nades and flashes and smokes to help out the rotates, and most importantly, you have to be able to take and completely hold those bomb sites, and they aren't very big. Those bomb sites in Mexico are not definitely not the largest in the game.
Yeah, definitely close quarters here, so it's going to be interesting if we see lots of scopes or little scopes from Bio, because we've seen them do a little bit of everything on GR, but a lot of it didn't work for them. So if they bring out those 3 scopes, we're going to have to see how well they can do with those close quarters sniping. It could be pretty difficult for them going into this.
Yeah, I have to absolutely agree with you on that front. And it looks like everyone is loading in at the moment, so we will join in with the action as soon as the first round starts. Again, this is the second half of the second map of Bio Gaming versus Ace Gaming. So far, the map total is 1-0 in favor of Bio, but they are down pretty considerably here. A 7-round to 2-round deficit against Ace Gaming, and they will be facing themselves off now on offense. So far, if we take a look through the offensive equipment of Bio Gaming, we have seen no scopes, and it is a full-on push up the middle and probably an A focus. Has a lot of stuff happening, and it looks like it's going to be a full spread trying to get some advantage, and it is going to be, after all of that action through the middle, which you caught just barely glimpses of, a 4-on-1, and Godzilla actually hanging out by bomb site A, able to keep Malice in line, who was hanging around, having to deal with him for a minute. So very quickly, Godzilla and the Bear Jew able to find 2 kills. Nullify able to find 1 himself after dropping in that last round. A convincing first round. That's exactly what we expect to see from Bio. On the flip side here, though, everybody falling in the sewer area right now, and Blitz might have an opportunity to convert, but no, the Bear Jew, 2 kills with that M4, able to switch to get his 3rd with that pistol. That was almost disastrous right there for Bio. First 2, Nullify and Toonie dropping down very quickly. The Bear Jew able to hold on and keep that fight alive, and converts it to get an actual advantageous trade at 2-3 right there. So it will be an advantage, 3-on-2 in favor of Bio Gaming. However, Aaron and, well, not Malice anymore, but Aaron will be the last player alive with full HP, as Malice is unable to convert the 2 kills there, as the Bear Jew 6-0. Not even through the second round yet. Could see 7 kills before we get done with this round.
Yeah, definitely looking for an ace here, actually. He's picked up all 4 so far, and Aaron, the lone warrior here, though. But Aaron could be the one to do it. We've seen Aaron come out of some unfavorable situations on top, and he is one of the better aimers on Ace's squad, so I think he's got a pretty good chance here. But Bio really needing these rounds on this blacklist side, as they are still down by quite a bit.
Yeah, absolutely, and so far it looks pretty favorable for Bio. You can see Bear Jew inching his way into bomb site B. He passed Godzilla on the way in, who was hanging out in front of the counter-terrorist, or the global risk-sided, spawn, and now sitting back by the back halls, that pickle area. Aaron will now be the last player still alive and looking for some action over here towards the middle, and will opt to move towards the quad box area, and that flash coming over the top will give away where he's coming from, as Godzilla is playing a little bit long. He does drop, though, without getting a shot off, and now it's going to be the Bear Jew by himself, and the Bear Jew actually opting to play at the same spot that Godzilla just fell. So not exactly an expectation that Aaron had, but Aaron going to try to bait out this area right here by the last gunfight, but no, Aaron having to switch because he was low on HP, could not get the pistol out in time, and the Bearju, with all 5 players that round, now 7-0.
Yeah, what an amazing round from him. Just all of the confidence in the world with all of his peaks, it seems. He has no fear for anyone on this map, and he's just come out strong. I mean, 7 kills in 2 rounds, not something we really see from anyone here.
Yeah, and a lot of those kills have been in very different situations. The first 3 of that last round in very close quarters, kind of a hectic situation, and then finishing out the last 2 with little isolated one-on-ones. He's actually opting now to pick up the scope and doesn't see Blitz dance up and toss a nade and then dance right back. Tooney as well with the scope will be sitting over here on A, or close to the A side. But it doesn't look like Malice is going to have a scope, as he is playing the dark spot with, looks like an M4, possibly an AK. Aaron is going to be in bomb site A as well, as Nullify actually looks like he might be trying to make a move up towards this L side stair. And that's exactly what the case is. He's kind of playing around with this idea of moving this way. But the bomb not being picked up by anybody as it is directly behind him, he is going to have to be careful here. You definitely do not want to drop and keep this vantage point open for too long. Bearju still with that scope, being very passive towards the middle here. No one pushing super hard. Exotech has picked up the bomb and is going to opt to go and support Nullify over here with Tooney helping them out from the quad box. So they do have a pretty open cross at the moment, and it looks like it will be a smoke and flash push through the L side stairs right now, as Exotech with those bombs are able to get them into the middle area. Godzilla helping out from the middle as well, as here comes the push inside. Aaron by himself, but no one able to finish off Aaron. He's still alive, able to pick off 2 before he finally falls. Huge plays there from Aaron. And it's going to be just up to Tooney with the scope at the moment. So a little bit of a missed opportunity right there, I would say, as a lot of open shots were missed on Bio's behalf. That would have been nice to go up 3 rounds to 0. But at the moment, there's going to have to be a lot of work done before that score becomes a realism. And Malice, Rec, and Multi on the side of Ace are going to have to defend here, as Tooney does have the bomb. And he looks like, yes, he will decide to plant this one down. And you can see exactly where Rec and Malice are as they come their way, spamming their way through. And Tooney trying to keep his composure and his cool, unable to do really anything at all, as Rec fell close to dying at 9 HP, but was able to convert with the last headshot there onto Tooney. So 2-1 now the score in this half, which brings it now to 9-3, or sorry, 8-3. It's still in favor of Ace total overall, as it looks like this is going to be another quick round here. The Bearju able to pick up 1 through the middle, which is absolutely huge. It's going to be able to pick off this cross if anyone decides to come back through spawn, but Rec able to take out another one over towards A. Nullify actually in the bomb site at A. Nice shots there with that AUG on 1, but a nice overnade from Rec off the wall, able to land right on top of that bomb site. Malice with the AK trying to do something from the distance, but the Bearju with his 3rd kill already now in this round, but Godzilla finishing off Malice, who was the last player alive for Ace. Now 3 rounds, giving Bio a total of 5. So they're closing in on that total very quickly, and they have to still play with their backs up against the wall here. They do look strong, but they don't have a lot of room for error.
Yeah, definitely. It's interesting to see how both teams have actually put the control into the Blacklist side on this map. Not something we commonly see. We usually see a pretty GR-controlled map, but both teams doing seemingly much better on this Blacklist side here.
Yeah, I have to absolutely agree with you. We haven't yet to see this as favorable as far as sides go in this tournament so far, but it looks like everyone has made the right adjustments, and offensively this map has become a little bit of a powerhouse right now. But some missed opportunities so far right now. If you're looking at Bio side, Tooney had some free shots there initially on Rec and was not able to connect. Rec actually with the late reaction able to take Tooney down to a pretty low health, sitting at just 30. The Bearju has been watching the flank almost the entire round, as Godzilla fell really early over here by the middle of the staging area. But it looks like the Bearju feeling very confident with Tooney sitting right here, as well as Nullify with the bomb. Looks like they will opt to try to move through this waterway, and looks like the first person to really see anything will be Multi. So we'll see if he can hold off this little push if it decides to actually commit through this area. And he actually, I'm not sure if he hears that water underneath him. I don't know if he heard it or not, but it is going to be a full push through the middle right now, and it's going to be a focus maybe towards A, trying to get some shots in there. Blitz with a really nice shot there on Nullify, who was carrying the bomb, so they're going to have to come back and fix that up. But there's Blitz with more, as it's going to be Aaron right here coming towards B site, where Tooney is actually trying to hide out as long as possible and play out this timer and maybe get back towards that bomb, which you can see is flashing It looks like directly in front of him. Not sure how it would have gotten there. It might be a glitch, but it doesn't make a difference because Multi with that AK from the quad box, able to finish that one up, moving Ace to their match point here on map number 2.
Yeah, he's looking to seal the deal here and move on to this third map, but Bio doing actually a pretty good job on this Blacklist side, but they're going to have to pick it up a little bit here at the end if they don't want Ace to just run away with his last round here.
This is trouble right here in the water. Rek and Multi able to pick up all 3 offensive players who try to push through, and that is the bomb dropped right there as well. So a 5-on-2, not a favored situation if you're rooting for Bio to